Hey guys, I'm the Burke and I do things. And in today's video, I'm going to do my mid-month makeup review, which is where we go through a bunch of products that I have been testing out the last month or so. Some take me a little longer to come up with my conclusions on. And I let you know after first impressions how my opinions have changed or if they've stayed the same. I tried to put as many products on my face today as I could, so I'll let you know if I'm wearing any of the products. Also, put on my makeup today and then just didn't feel like changing out of my pajamas. So we are in pajama time today. So I hope everyone is okay with me wearing my pajamas right now. If you're not, I apologize. It's just a tank top. But yeah, if you guys want to see my opinions on a bunch of products, we have face products, complexion products, lip products, mascara, high-end, low-end, the whole spectrum of the world, then keep on watching. Let's go. Okay, so I think I want to start with like complexion products. So I have two primers, a foundation, a concealer, and a powder. And I actually am wearing all 5 of these products today. I'm gonna see, I don't know if my camera can pick it up, but I'm wearing a different primer on each side of my face, and I want to know if you guys can tell which one looks smoother. So this side or this side. If you picked this side, you would be correct. On this side of my face, I'm wearing the Benefit Hydrating Professional. I did receive this in a BoxyCharm about 2 or 3 months ago, and I actually surprisingly really enjoy it. As somebody who has used a full tube of the original Professional in her days when she thought that was the only primer that was a primer, I did not enjoy that by the end of my experience. However, this is really good. Now, it's a pricey primer. I think it retails for like $32, which is expensive. But it is really nice. And now, I don't know if I would call it hydrating, but it is very creamy compared to the original Professional primer, which is something I really appreciate. I feel like it goes on so smooth. And even today, wearing it compared to another primer, it's just so obvious to me how much smoother one side of my face looks than the other. So it's not something I want to pay $32 for. However, if maybe it was in an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale for like half price, which is how I think I got my last original Professional, I think I'd do it. I think it performs really well. Like this was a shock. I did not expect to really like this, but I really like it. And I'm interested to know if you guys got this in your BoxyCharm, what you guys thought. Okay, now we can talk about the primer on this side of my face. This is from L'Oreal, and this is their Magic Perfecting Base. Now, I don't think this is bad. Obviously, I do not think it blurs and smooths quite as well as the Professional, but it's not as expensive as the Professional. However, this is half a fluid ounce, whereas the Professional, I believe, is 0.75 ounces. So it's not, actually, that's not a lot. I thought it was a full ounce. Okay, maybe it's not the best value deal here. Anyway, this is 0.5 ounces and it's about $12, which is very expensive for the drugstore, which means a full ounce is retailing for $24, which seems like a lot for the drugstore. And I mean, look at how much of a dent I've made in this. And I've only been testing it out for about a month and a half, 2 months. So I feel like this is a product that for the price you would pay, it wouldn't last very long. And I do think it does a nice job at smoothing. It's just, if it was maybe half the price, I'd consider repurchasing. But for the $12 for half an ounce, I just don't think the value is there in my opinion. All right, the foundation I'm wearing today is a foundation that I am right in the middle on. I've been trying this out for like 2 months now, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. I picked this up at Target. I think this was, how long ago was this? It was maybe 2 months ago I picked this up. And I just don't know. It's just, it looks okay. It wears okay. It's so in the middle for me. Honestly, I have never found a Maybelline foundation that I love, ever. But the fact that it doesn't have a pump or anything, I think this is halfway gone because I have so much issues controlling how much comes out that anytime I use it, more comes out than necessary. And even today, it happened. And I got too much out to the point where like my face had too much makeup on it, and I had to go and wet a separate sponge. So I had a really wet, clean sponge to be able to blend it out and actually like absorb some of the product. So I don't think this one's for me. I can see why people like it. Like, I don't think it's an ugly foundation. Like, I think my skin looks totally fine, but I feel so wasteful using it, and it's so frustrating because I feel like I could get so much more use out of the full bottle if it was either in a squeezy tube or had a pump. I know, like, right after I made this first impression, they came out with like their pouches for the matte and poreless version, which I don't understand, but even that I feel like would be more reasonable than this at this point. Concealer time. Concealer I'm wearing today. It is not a full coverage concealer, but I do actually like it. So this is the Kokie Be Bright Illuminating Concealer. I did purchase this as an add-on for my Ipsy bag, and I really like this. I do have this in the shade Light, and it is a really good drugstore dupe for the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. It's lightweight, it's not like serum-y, but it's very lightweight, and it's going to help cover, but it's not gonna fully conceal, which sometimes I'm fine with that. I don't always need a full coverage concealer. Sometimes I do like something a little lightweight. I feel like it settles a little bit less. I feel like it doesn't look as dry under my eyes, even though it's set. Like, I feel like it's something that I can appreciate as a 31-year-old lady, and I would totally buy this again. And it's actually my first product I've ever tried from Kokie, so I'm excited to try more from the brand for sure. And then the powder I set that Kokie concealer with is one that I have talked so much about on my channel. I can't believe I haven't had this in a mid-month makeup review yet, but it's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This has easily become my favorite setting powder from the drugstore. I feel like it does a really good job setting without making everything super mattified and crusty looking. Like, I feel like the combination of the Kokie concealer and this powder under my eyes, they don't look dry, they just look normal, I guess we could call it. But yeah, I really do like this. I've talked about it a lot. I've said it's probably one of my top products from e.l.f. right now. I would definitely repurchase it. I think I would not buy a high-end powder again because of how much I do enjoy this. It's been a showstopper for me for sure. Let's do like face things. Bronzer, blush, highlight. Let's start with the bronzer I'm wearing. I'm just gonna let you know this bronzer is going to be in my June favorites. I have been wearing it so much the last month. I wanted to put it in my May favorites, but I felt like at that point I'd only been wearing it like 2 weeks and I needed to like give it some time. But wow, the Revlon Skin Lights bronzer, I have this in the shade Prismatic Bronzer, is beautiful. Like, I have made like the actual like pattern that's in it originally is gone because of how much I've been using this. It is so beautiful. The color is beautiful. The like actual finish of it, it's not matte, it's not shimmery, it's this right in between like sheen. It's so beautiful. Like, I'm wearing it today with a self-tan. I can wear it when I'm not self-tan. The color just looks so beautiful. It's been one of the biggest standouts to me in a while. And especially from Revlon. I feel like Revlon sometimes it's like, what are they doing? But I really, really like this. Let's talk about this. This is the AOA Studio Perfect Blush in the shade Mod. So this actually got chosen, I think, in my May Makeup Roulette series. And this is a blush from Shop Miss A that costs $1, and it's like this really, really pretty, I'm trying to see if I can get a good swatch of it. It's like a cool tone pink. It is beautiful, and it is such a nice matte formula. Honestly, some of the products you can find for $1 at Shop Miss A are fantastic and can really be a surprise. So I did want to throw that review in really quick since I did test this out in a Makeup Roulette and I used it a few more times, and I still do think it's a really good blush for only $1. Oh God, you guys, it's like summer and my office is so hot and I swear I'm sticking to my stool. So that is yummy. All right, let's talk about another drugstore blush that I recently tried out from Burt's Bees, and this is their Bare Peach blush. Wow, this is awesome. I have been considering buying a Burt's Bee blush for I feel like years now. The way Kathleen Light's always raved about Toasted Cinnamon, but I've seen so many paler people like me get excited, try it, and be like, this is way too dark, that I'm always like, well, I can't get that shade. What shade should I get? And I decided to go for Bare Peach. I actually am not typically a peachy blush lover. I usually like very warm, very cool, or very neutral. However, I was like, you know what? Let's try peachy. Guess what? I love this. It is awesome. It has really good pigmentation, but it also blends out really well. It's really, really well made. Actually, something very interesting about Burt's Bees is I saw that the brand is actually sold on Grove Collaborative, and they have a lot more makeup from the brand on Grove than you can find sometimes at like Target or Ulta and stuff. So I'm actually considering trying out a few products from the brand. If you guys are interested in seeing reviews on products from Burt's Bees, let me know in the comments. Okay, now the blush I'm wearing today. This took me a long time to come up with how I feel about it. This is the Cover FX Blush Duo, and I got the shade Warm Honey, which looks like this. I said I like warm tone, kind of neutrally blushes. And I am only wearing the matte side today because I didn't want to overshine the highlighter I was gonna wear today. So I only have the matte side of this on. I like it. It is very pigmented. Like, I need to go in with like this kind of brush that's like really flimsy and floppy, and like you can kind of really blend, like nothing dense. I cannot use a dense brush with this at all. But besides that, I think it's so pretty, but I do not understand the $38 price tag at all. I did get this for half price, so I paid $19 for it in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, but wow, I do not think this is worth $38. I think it's very nice. It's a lot of product. It's two very pretty blushes that you can mix together, but I just don't see the $38 price tag with this, so it's really hard to recommend it when I just think it's very overpriced. Especially when I said like I just tried a $1 blush that was pretty good. That Burt's Bees blush is really good, so this one, it's like, it's nice, but not $38 nice. But speaking of Cover FX, this highlighter I'm wearing, okay, I got this at Marshall's before the pandemic started, and I don't see myself going to Marshall's anytime soon. I'm terrified. So I don't know if you can find this online for sale or something. I paid $10 for this at Marshall's, but the rose gold highlighter bar, oh my God. It is one of those highlighters that just melts into your skin and looks so natural. It's not like one of those ones that looks like you have a strip of highlighter. It just melts in, and it is so beautiful. I've seen people pan these palettes before, and I totally understand why now, because it's just a beautiful highlighter. If I was recommending a Cover FX product, I would recommend this highlighter bar over this blush palette, this blush duo, any day. Like, I just think that this is so pretty. I find that finding a highlighter that really sinks into your skin is so much more rare than finding a really pigmented blush personally. So that's why I am so happy that I picked this up. And yeah, if you can find this on sale, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It has a pretty decent variety. There's a gold, a white, and a pink. You could probably play with them. Like, this could also be used as like an inner corner highlight. I could use this as an eyeshadow. I've used the pink one as a blush topper. Like, I'm a big fan. Okay, this last face palette is one that I got in an Ipsy bag, and after I made my first impression video and I went to link the product, I kind of realized that this is not something that you can buy. It's a consolidated form of the full size. So this is the Shayna B Miami Blush and Highlighter Palette. So it looks like this is 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. I like this a lot, actually. I didn't know how I was gonna feel. The only thing is I can't really wear the shade Sugar Bomb. It's a little bit too yellow highlighter for me, but I could totally use this as an inner corner highlight or a eyeshadow. So it has a matte blush here, kind of like a shimmery blush here, and this shade up here I actually like to use as a blush topper. I think it's really nice. It's a really good quality. I have no complaints about it. Am I dying to try something else from the brand after testing this one out? Not specifically, but I do really like it. Okay, I have 3 eyeshadow palettes. Let's go tiny to big, why not? So, tiny, my Kaja bento box. This was actually my tiniest eyeshadow palette in my eyeshadow palette tag video. So I have this in Chocolate Dahlia. It took me a while to decide what I wanted to say about it. So it has 1 shimmer and 2 mattes. It's actually, like, to me, this is the perfect travel palette. I really do like the mattes. I think they blend really well. My biggest issue with this is this shimmer shade is very shimmery and creates a lot of fallout. So my recommendation is, if you don't like a lot of fallout, this is one that you would definitely want to use some sort of a glitter adhesive on your eye. So I do like it. I actually am very interested in the new Kaja duos that have like cream blushes. I might have it in my cart right now at Sephora, sort of waiting for the new Fenty lipsticks to finally go on sale so I can buy the 2 things, because I really want both things a lot. However, I do like this. I don't think I love it as much as I thought I was gonna love it, but I definitely do like it. Okay, next is the eyeshadow I'm wearing today. And here we go. This is the NARS Suede eyeshadow palette. I bought this because of Jessica Braun raving about this palette. What do I want to say? I think like the shimmers are pretty. Like I don't know if the light's gonna hit it right. So today I'm wearing the pink shimmer, the light shimmer, and this more like tan shimmer, and I have a little of this on my lower lash line. It's weird. I don't know how else to describe it. This is the first time I've ever bought an eyeshadow palette from NARS, and I don't know if all NARS eyeshadows are like this, but these shimmers don't work with your finger. They don't work if you wet them. Like you need to use just like a dry brush and just kind of blend them in. Like my crease is just shimmer blended up into the crease. So it's different, which different isn't bad. It's just not what I was expecting when I bought this. And I find that this shade on me is way too dark and pigmented to use as a transition shade in my crease. So I think it's fine, but I think the price tag is a little high for it. It's not what I was expecting when I bought this. Like I thought I was gonna get this really cute, perfect, like neutral on the go palette, but I feel like I like it more just to like blend one shimmer all over my lid and be done with it than anything. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Great review. All right, another eyeshadow palette. This came in a BoxyCharm, and this is the Zoeva Cafe eyeshadow palette. So this is 10 eyeshadows, and this one is okay. I do think that the mattes are good. They blend well. It's the shimmers. I feel like the shimmers are kind of hard to work with. I feel like they don't have as much payoff as I would want a shimmer to have. They take a lot of building. Even sometimes the mattes like don't blend the best together. Even though I said they do work well, like sometimes they can be a little finicky. I don't know. I just feel like every time I used this, the shimmers kind of were lackluster and kind of made the look like, like I always felt like I was building and building and building on the shimmers. And I feel like a shimmer shadow is easier to make than a matte shadow, if I'm correct. I don't know. I feel like it's okay. It's a cool color story. I really like it. I like that it has this pop of green because I do like a pop of green, and I don't know. It's just, it's okay. I've used it a bunch, and every time I feel like I come up with a very similar look. Like if I'm not using the bright green, like the look always kind of looks the same. I don't know. It's just okay. I have another Zoeva palette that I got in BoxyCharm that I want to try too and see if the quality's similar, so that'll be coming eventually. So yeah, like 3 okay eyeshadow palettes, nothing super exciting. I have a brow gel that I'm wearing today, and this is the Almay Brow Styler. This has kind of been a disappointment. So my brows right now don't feel like there's any brow gel in them, so there's that. I think one of the issues is the spoolie. So this is a spoolie, and I thought at first that having such a small spoolie would be awesome. However, I think it makes it so that nothing even gets on my brows. And if you can see, so this is a clear brow gel, you can see there's brown on there. And it's, so I think it's actually picking up, I think it's picking up my brow pencil instead of dispersing brow gel. So this is a no for me, dog. Not a fan. All right, 2 mascaras. So the first one I'm wearing today, this one is okay. I feel like I've reviewed so many products as they're okay today. This is the Smashbox Superfan. I wound up drawing this in last month's Makeup Roulette, and I think it's okay. I think it doesn't build up great the first time. I think it's one of those mascaras that definitely takes 2 to 3 layers to really build up. My biggest issue is it smudges. By the end of the day, I have a lot of smudging under my lower lash line, and it's really hard for me to recommend mascaras that do that when I know that there are mascaras out there that don't do it. So that's why I just really like tubing mascaras. I don't have to worry at the end of the day that there's gonna be mascara all over my face. And this one is fine. It's definitely far from the worst I've ever used, but it just didn't wow me the way I wanted to be wowed. Okay. Now for the review of a product that I'm terrified to make because I think I'm the only person on the planet that doesn't like this mascara, and maybe I got a bad tube. Guys, I am not against saying maybe I got a bad tube because it seems odd that everyone loves this and I had the worst experience ever with it. Well, I've used the waterproof version of this and I liked it. It was in a favorites video last year. Like I really liked the waterproof version. This is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect version. Every time I use this, it rained all over my, like it got, I haven't had a mascara have flaking this bad in years. I mean, it was brand new when I tried it. Like, I hadn't opened it. It wasn't like sitting open. I don't know, but I haven't had a mascara flake this much in a long time. And like to the point where like I had to stop testing it because I kept testing it being like, maybe it was a fluke. Maybe it was a fluke. And it was just like, stop. Every day it ruins my makeup. Every day. And it would smudge. Oh, I'm sorry to everyone who likes this. I don't know what's wrong with my face. But I will say, when it comes to mascaras, I am very, very picky. I'm not picky with a lot of makeup products, but mascara is like the #1 product I am the most picky about. So, I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I just let everyone down, so I am very sorry. All right, the last 2 products are lip products. So I can start with the one I'm wearing today. This is the Becca Glow Gloss in the shade Rose Gold. I did get this in a BoxyCharm. I am wearing it over a lip liner. I'm wearing it over the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Lip Liner in Nonstop Nude. I really like this. Is Becca getting rid of this formula? Probably. That's probably why I was in my BoxyCharm. But I actually really like the formula. It has like this menthol-y smell. It's not plumping, but definitely has like a minty kind of menthol-y smell. I really like the Dova. It's like a big slanted one, and I like the pigmentation. It's not like a glittery gloss. At least this one is not super glittery. I think it's like just a nice opaque color. I think for me especially, this shade is like a My Lips But Better shade for me, the Rose Gold. Now again, I have seen this formula before the pandemic at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So I don't know if Becca is getting rid of this formula, if she was just clearing out overstock of it, but I do like it actually. It was a hit for me. BoxyCharm products aren't always a hit. This one was for me. One last product, and this is from NYX, and this is their Filler Instinct, what do they call it? I guess lipstick. I have the shade Beach Casual. I would say this is okay. This is kind of why I want that new Fenty lipstick. I am into lipsticks that are like glossy lip balms, and this is what the shade looks like. It has a very slight tingling effect. If that is not something you like, do not get this. But I want to say I really like the e.l.f. Sheer Slick lipsticks better. I have the shade Orange Crush, and this one has more of that kind of like wet effect. I don't know. I just feel like this one gives me more of that like summery lip vibe that I was looking for out of the NYX. So if I was going to recommend you like a sheer lipstick, glossy, light color payoff, I would say e.l.f. I really like the e.l.f. The NYX, it was just okay. I don't know. I still really want to try the Fenty version, even though I like the e.l.f. so much. Why, you say? Because I have a lip product problem. Although, I will say, guys, I have been on an unofficial, because I never said it out loud, lip product low buy in 2020, and I have really stuck to that. I think I've maybe bought, I'm trying to think. Off the top of my head, I can think of like 4 lip products I've bought this year. Maybe there have been more, but like I have been so good about not going crazy on the lip products. So that is my pride right now. Speaking of lip products, I'm very excited. Later this week, hopefully you guys should be seeing it, but I am going to film the lipstick version of the eyeshadow palette tag that Jessica Braun made up. And I have like a pile of lip products sitting in front of me right now that I'm looking at, and I'm so excited to film it. So I love lip products. It's like my thing. But yeah, that is it for this month's mid-month makeup review. You'll have to let me know if you guys have tried any of these products and how they worked out for you. Let me know in the comments. And as usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys!